Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I know it's been a little bit of a while since I've gone live. Been almost 48 hours. That's a whole lot for me. But I need to take a step back and just kind of decompress. But at the same time, I'm also constantly watching these videos of authoritarians bragging about how they're going to rule our lives. And I'm not a huge fan of it. So, two of the specific things I've been watching a lot of, if you listened to what I was saying with Whitney Webb, you'll know that I was talking about Bloomberg and a lot of things that are economically driven. Now, the other thing I've been watching a ton of is these World Economic Forum talks. And I had missed this. So Donald Trump gave a talk in January to the World Economic Forum at the G20. I think it was like January 21st or 20th. They posted it. And Klaus Schwab introduces him. And at the end, he actually just kisses his butt and tells Donald Trump he's the best thing since breakfast. Now, when Trump said the things I'm about to play, I want to make it very clear that I don't agree with everything Donald Trump says. I'm not a MAGA guy, but I really do believe that this speech was a huge, huge F you in the face to the Great Reset crowd. I'm not going to play the whole thing. The whole thing's, I think, right in that 30-minute mark. I'm really only going to play about 30 seconds to a minute of it. And yes, it's ego stroking, and yes, it's Trump did this and Trump did that. But a lot of it was, getting out of the Paris Accords. It was relationships with China, and he joked about how his relationship with Xi Jinping was better than ever. But he's for China and I'm for the United States. I doubt that that's the case. But there's a specific part in this where Trump goes back into history and he talks about how these people continually try to utilize the environment to take everything over. And it's lies. It's a whole lot of lies. It's a bunch of lies. And when I saw this is, love him or hate him, walks the walk or just talks the talk. Right here, how could I not agree with this? And guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do the Ask Me Anything, so get your questions and comments in there as well. And remember, we are fully demonetized. One of the ways you can support me is by making a free Rockfin account. I am live over there 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. Can't beat it. Why wouldn't you make the account? Monday through Friday, exclusives. Sometimes we post them to YouTube. Sometimes we don't. We cut them up. That's how you join it live. And if I get completely deplatformed from YouTube, that's how you're going to be able to find my stuff. And speaking of that, gentlemen and ladies, this is how I do it, the GoFundMe, $5, $10, $15. It means the world to me. Big donors, you mean the world to me as well. Leave a comment, and then we will go to you first. We'll skip everybody. That's how we do it because you can't give super chats here. Remember to subscribe. We hit 59,000, but I think we're under 59,000. You know how the things go here. All my documentary films, Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are free right here, right now. If you've not seen Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture, they are extremely important films. All right, let's do it. Let's play this clip of Trump. And it's hard for me to disagree with anything the guy says here.
And in doing so, we will continue to show strong leadership in restoring, growing, and better managing our trees and our forests. This is not a time for pessimism. This is a time for optimism. Fear and doubt is not a good thought process, because this is a time for tremendous hope and joy and optimism and action. But to embrace the possibilities of tomorrow, we must reject the perennial prophets of doom and their predictions of the apocalypse.
Let me stop him right there. So this is where it really starts to get going. I mean, once again, guys, you notice how he talks about doom and the apocalypse and negative thinking and outcomes. I'm a big believer in, listen, not so much The Secret or the law of attraction, it's there, but positive thinking and then working towards goals that you visualize is the way you get things done. You can't just make a dream board or whatever, all that stuff, without working towards those goals. That's not how it works. But you keep those things in your mind and you keep working out how you can achieve those goals, and anything can happen. Now, here's where it gets really good.
They are the heirs of yesterday's foolish fortune tellers, and I have them, and you have them, and we all have them. And they want to see us do badly, but we don't let that happen. They predicted an overpopulation crisis in the 1960s, mass starvation in the 70s, and an end of oil in the 1990s. These alarmists always demand the same thing: absolute power to dominate, transform, and control every aspect of our lives.
That last line, absolute power to control and transform every aspect of our lives. This is in January, before the pandemic starts to go wild. We're just starting to see it peak in China. And obviously there's the internal memos that he knows it's a problem and an issue. But again, now that we've talked to Whitney Webb, and we've talked about the possibility of some of these deaths that were extreme, or some of the things we were seeing in the streets were actual fentanyl overdoses and not necessarily COVID, etc. It's an interesting angle. Now you listen to this guy and where he is, and at the end, I mean, Klaus just loves him. I mean, Klaus, he really does. He just can't get enough Trumpsky and Hutch. But that is, I mean, you know what? Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back, because that is an important line.
We don't let that happen. They predicted an overpopulation crisis in the 1960s, mass starvation in the 70s.
And, the highlight of overpopulation, go watch Shade the Motion Picture. They've been constantly talking about overpopulation and curbing it in the guise of the Good Guy Club. All right? Right, Ted Turner? Right, George Soros? Isn't that right, Warren Buffett and Bill Gates? Hey, Oprah, Mr. Bloomberg, weren't you a part of that as well?
And an end of oil in the 1990s. These alarmists always demand the same thing: absolute power to dominate, transform, and control every aspect of our lives.
Dominate.
We will never let radical socialists destroy our economy, wreck our country, or eradicate our liberty. America will always be the proud, strong, and unyielding bastion of freedom. In America, we understand what the pessimists refuse to see: that a growing and vibrant market economy focused on the future lifts the human spirit and excites creativity, strong enough to overcome any challenge by far.
Unfortunately, these people have accepted that challenge. And that's what the Great Reset is, to do it without humanity. Right? To dominate, like he talked about right there. I'd encourage you to go check the whole thing. Again, a lot of it's Trump ego stroking, because that's what Donald Trump does. But overall, guys, I think that was a really important speech. Get your questions and comments, and I'm going to go check over to the GoFundMe and see what the latest comments are, because I haven't done this in a while. So let's bring that up right there and read those really quick. Happy Thanksgiving. Oh, let's get to read more on that one. Boom. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm thankful I found you. Thank you. And your channel as I searched for others who share in a quest to dig deep for the truth. Mainly, I wanted to find voices who see and share the connections of 9/11, what is occurring now. Jeez, you are definitely one of those who sees and understands that connection. Correct. Which brings me to a question for you. Have you or would you consider interviewing the Danish chemist Niels Harrit? I know you are well aware of him. Yes. I watched him in the recent Justice Rising event in the AE 9/11 Truth. I'd have Niels on in a second. There are not many interviews with him online that I've found. I think he is one of the most powerful voices, like a wise elder who shares why 9/11 is key to understanding our current crisis. I'll reach out to the architects and engineers for 9/11 Truth for sure. I should do that. He speaks from his heart, and I think he'd make for an awesome interview. Okay, well, thanks, Sarah. Thanks, Jason, for being courageous in the face of censorship and continuing to cover challenging topics diligently and insightfully. You are an inspiration. No, you are an inspiration. Guys, go watch Jason's documentaries. Fabled Enemies is my favorite. Well, thank you. Excellent footage of details I had no idea. Vaccines and climate change addressed in Shade the Motion Picture. Correct. Both of those things. A lot of these things you're seeing on the agenda of the Great Reset are addressed in both Shade the Motion Picture and Invisible Empire and New World Order Defined. All right, hashtag the Great Resistance. I love it. The Great Resistance indeed. Jason, we need you in D.C. on the 12th. This resistance is going to be dependent on the numbers of each personality. You know, I may have to go to the 12th. I've got to rethink things. You're not wrong. A little something extra to grease the wheels, JB. World's gotten pretty disgusting when seniors in excellent health are choosing to be euthanized rather than live like this. I saw that article. I should be covering that. Maybe I'll cover that tomorrow. Their kids are too cowardly to do anything about it. It's just sickening. Any thoughts on the high cost of lives due to this BS and the complete lack of investigation reporting on it? In my opinion, this is an area that needs far more attention. Keep grinding and pushing back. Thank you. Ryan says, thanks for your hard work, Burmis. Congrats on calling your first pro MMA fight card. Please share some clips if possible. Ryan, it is fully available online right now. If I'm going to share it on Twitter, but it's already been shared on my Facebook. You can watch the second night, which I think I got to call even more, and I was even better. And I got to call it with Pat Miletich and Jeffrey Wilson of the Conspiracy Farm. Really great stuff. The whole thing is there, 3.5 hours. You even get to see me interview some guys. It's awesome. I'm again, don't tell me that you can't work towards goals. I'm just the conspiracy guy. I shouldn't be calling pro MMA fights, right? Right? But I'm going to keep doing it and hopefully doing it more and more because I actually enjoy doing it. Let's see. He declared war on their agenda. Well, he certainly talked some smack in that. I was just talking about this with my dad today. Trump, the future does not belong to the globalist. And again, I'm not trying to Trump train. Yakety yak. I know that today he said the DOJ and the FBI have sold him down the river. I've tried to unplug. Tomorrow I'll be covering it all. I'm going to get up. I'm going to check it all out myself. But at sometimes you do end up having sympathy for the guy when he says something like that to Klaus Schwab and the crew, right? Right? Let's see. Was I late? Satan Klaus is coming to town. Satan Klaus is coming to town. They see you when you're sleeping. They know when you're awake. They know if you've been bad or good because you take 86 selfies a day. Right? Right? Oh, boy. F out of here, you Davos, WEF, World Economic Forum, NWO monsters. A good point. Let's see. Who is Trump? Yeah, I don't know the gentleman. Who is he? Trump is the most demonized human I've ever seen. I mean, it's... Man, I don't know. Hitler's got such a long record, right? And, there was a time before Hitler, right? I mean, Genghis Khan isn't very revered as a great guy. I'm just saying. Fire with fire. F's to China. The agenda isn't changing left or right. I agree. Fire with water. Did you watch Tyson fight? Yes. Talk about conspiracy. Tyson might have put some money on the draw. It paid 8-1. Was there really a draw 8-1? I didn't know they were letting people bet other than DraftKings. Tyson won that fight by a long way and was happy with the draw. I mean, he seemed a little eager about it. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Some of the guys sitting here thought it was a work all the way. I don't know. I don't know what to comment. I'll be talking about it on Mixed Martial Mindset with John Fitch. Apparently, Fitch got offered a fight, a boxing match against somebody in that card. So, I think that's pretty interesting. Happy with the draw. Sure, he knew that there would be a big payout for a rematch. That's also true. Where you been? I just don't. Again, sometimes you need to take a little time off, right? Dream boards work if you work towards them. Dream boards work if you work towards them. The secret left out that you also have to put those thoughts into action. A lot of that, yes. Yeah, like when you're watching that and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm thinking about a great parking spot. And boy, oh boy, do I get it every time. Listen, a positive attitude and positive actions will take you a long way. And I can't tell you exactly how the universe works. But, again, it doesn't just come. You got to work towards it. You know? Dude, this keeps pausing on me. Really? Really? I haven't had any weird issues. Thumbs this up, by the way. Almost 400 people watching. Let's see. It's good to have a backup. What do you guys think about the studio doing the AMAs out here right now? You like the little backdrops? Under the guys. The secret, just a ponderous version of the Emerald Tablets, sorry. Hey, kiddo. How's it going? I just did, okay. Biden is the epitome of the left. A weak, sickly, decrepit old fool on the verge of dying in office. By the way, guys, you know what? I better go do this right now, too. Everybody that saw that photograph of my family, yes, but it was a joke. Listen, they didn't have dinner that way. One of my cousins took it terribly, unfortunately. I didn't realize she would. But remember I made that video. That's why I took that video down. So I got a hold of my cousin today. I sent her the video, which I said I would. They said no, it was a joke. They got them on Amazon. One of the sisters got really upset about it because people were talking about it being child abuse and this and that. And it was a gag photo. So just so everybody understands, you know, they didn't eat dinner that way. They defied Cuomo's rules, obviously, because they had, I think, 13, 14 people there. You know, I apologize. I wasn't trying to cause harm to anybody, you know. But there you go. There you go, guys. Let's keep going. Boom, boom. And let me X that out. All right, let's keep going down the line here. Thumbs the video up, subscribe, and share if you're not a part of it, guys. What do you think of the Predator class trying to create some kind of cyber attack and blame it on Iran? Whitney did a prediction on it, I think anything's on the table right now. I think the fact that cyber warfare is being discussed more and more and more, and more censorship has come, and they successfully, you know, hacked voting machines in the past, and every single cybersecurity expert or anybody that knows what they're doing hacks them very quickly. Now's their move, right? And people believe Russian collusion is the big, you know, the big thing. Like they're still buying into Russia propaganda. So anything's possible. Whitney's very smart, all right? She's well rooted in, you know, the historical nature of this. And the powers behind it have nothing to do with Republican and Democrat. And that's why, you know, one of the things I'd say that if I wanted to pull back on what Trump just said and that we played was the socialist part. It's not socialism, okay? It's imperialism of the human soul. That's what it is, all right? Make no mistake about it. It's imperialism of the human soul. Let's see if anybody, we just got a donation, but you didn't leave a comment there, Anonymous. Could have. All right, what do we got? Corona and COVID are two different things. Corona was first discovered in 1965. COVID is a military operation. Well, coronaviruses have been around for quite some time. Hello from Cyprus. Don't forget Biden used to be a Republican. You still think Trump isn't aware of what's happening? I don't know how much he's aware of it. You know, again, I don't think he's a stupid guy. Listen, I've never been like he's the idiot prince, you know, or the, you know, the mega racist, you know, fascist. I don't buy into that. But I don't know how much he actually knows. I don't know the intricacies of everything. I don't know what goes through a guy's head like that. He's a smart, sharp guy. There's no doubt about it. But then again, not sharp enough to say no to guys like Bolton, Mattis, be wary of Barr, realize the DOJ may fist him in the end, you know, beforehand. Just saying. Just saying. Again, I'm not the president of the United States. I don't really have a desire to be the president of the United States. Defund the what? The UN? Yes. Madmen, God bless from Poland. They stole the ECV is a hoax. Let's see. Stay strong, Poland. Many people can't handle others with a healthy ego. Listen, you got to have confidence in yourself, right? If you don't have confidence in yourself, then how are you ever going to do anything? If you're not going to put yourself out there in some respects, and if you're not going to work to be able to have confidence in yourself. Okay? Like, for instance, go watch my interview with R.A. the Rugged Man. Big fan of his. And one of the things he talks about is, especially in the rap game, everybody thinks they're the best. Right? And you better. That's the competitive nature of it. Right? You want to go out there and you want to drive yourself harder and harder and harder at your craft and hopefully hone it in better. Right? Listen, again, I'm stoked I just got to call those MMA fights. But would I have been able to do so without watching a ton of them? Or would I be able to do so without, a long history of being on a microphone, of being in front of a camera, of being able to express myself in front of a crowd? I don't know. Obviously, you got to work towards those goals. Would I be able to do any of that if I didn't have the technical background to set something like this up? And, would I be able to grow without you guys? Would I be able to get a studio that's looking, nice like this? I don't know. Bogus Hype says, forget it, he's out. I don't know what that means. Ego is gas. Trump knows what's going on. Just knows how to avoid getting JF killed. Jesus. Character ego, vroom vroom. My cousin was one of the Texas killing fields cases. I've uncovered some crazy stuff about trafficking over the years as a result. But why, if you mention any busts, friends dismiss it as QAnon? Because unfortunately, what grifters like to do is they like to glom on really good information, right? And hint about it and then act like they discovered it, only they didn't. Other people have talked about it. And then it goes semi-viral through those threads and those people, and then people dismiss it out of hand. It's like a cancer. Ego, edging God out. I don't think that's true at all. I think you can believe in a creator and God and still have a healthy ego. But that doesn't mean there aren't times to be humble. Like a healthy ego doesn't mean you're a shithead. I don't believe that. Let's see. Make public servants servants again. I agree there too. Bogus Hype. Bye-bye. What's going on here? Are people fighting? Can't we all just get along? Whoa, there's a big jump, huh? Big jumpage. Okay, there we go. Let's see. T loves most video. I don't know what did he say. I love the Last American Vagabond. Controllers hate people with a healthy ego. Ego being bad is new. Wrong. Ego gives you the ability to speak the truth. BC Barnett, LOL. Great song. Klaus Schwab. God gives you the ability to speak truth. I'm stealing that. Edging God out. I'll give you credit when appropriate, but just too good for me not to repeat. If you say so. They say he's worse than Hitler. I've heard it. That's Trump's fault. Should have not appointed those people in the DOJ. Correct. By all means. They did the same thing to Trump that they did to Nixon, and for the same reason. Well, was Hitler ever wrong? JK, not really. I don't know. Ivan Castillo, Jesus. I mean, well, why are we trying to troll at this moment? Is that the cool thing to do in 2020 when everything is in shambles? Like trolling? Man, what do you think? I guess you're Gerald from South Park in that episode, or you're one of those other trolls. I don't know, man. I've never gotten off on trolling anybody. Trying to have a real conversation here. Candles for Assange are listing protest in December, January on Twitter and Facebook. Great resistance. Impeach Biden. Oh, what's up? I'm good here. No buffering. Good. No buffers. Damn it, Jason Burmis. You moved from New York, the major hotspot for COVID, and now you're in Iowa, the new hotspot. About to lock down. WTF. Hey, we're fighting it back. This lockdown thing, and listen, man, where I'm at, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. Like, they're trying with the mask, but even people are pushing on the mask still. I still see people without masks everywhere. Good. It's less and less because they're trying to push that bullshit. But, they tried to shut that MMA event down. We had a crowd. Go watch that from last week. And they really, they got authoritarian, and I think it's a bad news brown, and we need to push back now. And I don't want to give too much away, but we got to push back, period. Let's see. It was an exhibition, people. Tyson is trying to start a circuit. He's not interested in chasing a belt. He doesn't care win or lose. He's looking for some cash. Hola. LOL, how do people think Biden is left? Let's see. Joe Biden fractured his foot, apparently. Who knows what that actually means? What, the old man broke his foot? That's not funny, but it's like, I wonder if he hurt himself worse. My state, Oregon, has been testing 40 different cities, wastewater for SARS-CoV-2, finding trace amounts. Fun times. Great. Great. Biden is evil personified. Yeah, I saw that. Someone sent me that. Oh, well. Well, again, you're hearing the real story here now, right? I'm not perfect. People can't take a joke anymore. LOL. Okay, I'm back. Jason just got here. Has it occurred to anyone that neither the Trump crew nor the Biden bunch are rightfully the power? We need to revolt against them both. Whitney is right. I'm all about revolting against the system in a reformationist type way, to bring back the Constitution and Bill of Rights, to get rid of lobbying, to prosecute war criminals. There's a lot we got to do. There's a lot we got to do, right? You got to start putting people in prison. I mean, the national security state and these sub-agencies outside of the CIA and the FBI that are talked about, outside of the Booz Allen Hamiltons and the Stratfords and the Kissinger Institutes that you know about, outside of the Abu Ghraibs and the Guantanamo Bays that you know about, you can't imagine. I mean, DARPA is a real deal thing. Did you see the article from the former Pfizer head that the pandemic is over? I watched the video. I talked about it a little bit in one of my videos. Make public servants serve again. All right, let's just listen. Let's not spam, though, okay? End Satanism or imperial nationalism. Starts with a T and ends with an ism. Burmis, hashtag. Let's check over on the GoFundMe. Nope. We might be wrapping this one up quick, guys. Might be just a 30-minute broadcast. Trump is a puppet. Where can I find that article? Cyber attack on the U.S. I think Blazing Press has it. It was the last time I saw it. Cyber attack on the U.S. is the next great deception right after COVID. Burmis Brigade from Worcester, Ohio. All right. The American people are so tired of all this crap, and Democrats are trying to go use. Meanwhile, here in the Netherlands, there's going to be a big case of the fraud PCR taste. Jason, you are aware that I donate to you all the time, anonymously in my prayers. Well, thank you, dude. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Their plan is to get Kamala as POTUS. Biden is a pawn in the big pick. They will do another 9/11 attack. They want total control of the world. Satanism is the highest form of pagan worship. Great reset. I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to wrap it there. We got almost to the bottom. I don't need to read them all. Guys, remember, I couldn't do it without you. Okay? So, if you want to support me, $5, $10, $15, big donors, you do mean the world to me. Remember, we're going to be live over on Rockfin, 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow. All the documentary films are free. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture. Thumbs up, subscribe, share. 450. We didn't even get 200 thumbs up. Come on, guys. Let's go. Guys, I love you. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the flip side.